did the test, and it came out I was HIV positive. So when he came, he was going around. I heard him telling the nurses that there is no need of keeping this person to change him because he's going to die.
What?
Yeah, that is the
doctor.
The doctor. I didn't want even to open the curtain. I told him, Doctor, how long am I going to live? And he told me 3 months, maybe probably. And he had nothing to do with me. And to make the matter worse, he stopped even sending for me the card. You know, the way you see Christmas card from your doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought I had already passed on.
What?
So it was very stigmatizing for me. So down in the hospital, but a friend of mine told me, we go and see some pastors so that we can pray. And we prayed for 21 days. Ile fasting ya ukweli. So you can imagine somebody who is doing like that, and then you fast. Jesus. Let me tell you, I went to test. It was very positive. The worst thing was my children would like to give offering. As we were not giving because they would not take for somebody who is HIV positive.
No.
So we were lucky. And nobody would invite you even for a fundraising or anything.
Hi guys, good morning. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. My name is Anjiko Cleopatra. I am a young woman living with HIV and a very passionate advocate with regards to breaking HIV stigma. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, asante sana sana. So guys, it's yet another amazing episode, and allow me to thank the sponsors of our day, or rather the sponsors of this amazing episode, and that is Burma Diaspora. And today I want to introduce you to Konza City Gardens Phase 2. You guys bought Phase 1 to Kamaliza, and now we have Phase 2. And of course, I want you to grab yourself a piece of land, 50 by 100 for 949,000 to may reduce from 999,000. And I want you to get something from the Kenya's fastest growing tech hub. Located just 5 minutes drive to Konza City and only 3 minutes from Mombasa Road along Katumani Road, these plots offer convenience, accessibility, and high future value. The project is well serviced with reliable infrastructure, including all-weather access roads, making it ideal for both residential development and long-term investment. Take advantage of our limited time offer of Kenya shilling 949,000, only reduced from 999 for a 50 by 100, which is a great deal in a rapidly developing location. Do not miss out on this chance to secure your space near the Kenyan's Silicon Savannah. Talk to us on 0725-01000 or visit us at Mountain Mall, third floor. We are Burma Diaspora, kwenye tuko na land poa kwa bei poa, and of course tuko na lipa mdogo mdogo. And without further ado, allow me to introduce or to welcome my guest today. Huyu sasa anavaa kofia mingi sana, and this is the most exciting episode that you guys will ever watch, between a mother and a daughter. Na I want you to have fun, I want you to enjoy, and she's one of the people wenye wamenishikilia kwa space, na nasemanga I will always give people their flowers and they're there. So thank you so much, Mama, for holding my hand, for leading me. And tunasemanga you might know everything, but you need someone to hold your hand. You might know everything, but you need someone to guide you, and that is what most of us young people do not understand. So karibu sana Pastor Anisia, Mom Anisia. Yes, karibu sana. Welcome to this channel. Each channel, our main focus is that we always want to break HIV stigma, and we are doing this because we are creating a community of understanding, a community of support, and of course a community of empowerment. First and foremost, I want to thank you and to appreciate the incredible work that you are doing right now, and you've done. Hata wakati hatukuwa, you've done, and you'll tell us about that. Thank you so much. And we are doing this. The reason we are here, we are not just listening to these beautiful stories and these incredible people sharing their stories, but we want people to understand that there's so much life after HIV positive result, and equally to encourage mtu mwenye ako hapo nje, mwenye ana give up, mwenye amepitia mashida na feeling kama amefika mwisho. That's why we are doing this. So karibu sana. Feel at home. Easy interview. Venye tunapiganga story, ndivyo tunapiga.
Yes,
ni venye tu kuna kamera na kuna mic hapa. But karibu sana. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you're here.
Wow. My name is Anisia Karanja. I'm a pastor.
Wow.
I am a mother of 3. I am a grandmother of 4.
Wow.
I work very closely with focus on families and Christians living with HIV in Kenya. I'm a person living with HIV for the last 41 years, and I've seen the mercies of God.
41?
Yes, 41 years living with HIV.
Yeah.
I've seen the mercies of God.
Yeah.
And I give glory to God.
Yeah.
Mine is just to encourage the young people.
Yeah.
To tell them there is life even after being HIV, after being tested, and given those reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is life after that.
And that is where so many people give up. Wakipewa tu hivi mtu anaonanga, that is a death sentence. Unaonanga tu maisha imeisha. And I would love you to take us through from how you came to know about your status and how you came to disclose, how you came to helping the community, because you've done so much. Yani, and I'm not even a quarter way of what you've done for the community. And you're still doing it right now, because that is, naambianga watu ukiona mtu mpaka kujitolea even for honoring my invite to come here, na ukijua isi ati ni kazi nimekupea, you were supposed to be doing something, but you've made time because you know the impact and the results that we are getting after all this. So allow me to ask how you knew about your status and how the journey has been.
Actually, I knew my status 41 years ago, and it was very, very discouraging for me.
Yeah.
I had self-stigma, I had denial, I tested many times, and this is because my husband was negative and I was positive.
Ah.
So I am one of the oldest disconduct couple in Kenya.
Wow.
We were 3. These people have passed on, but they gave me permission to mention them.
Yeah.
So Joe Muriuki had a negative wife.
Yeah.
Him, he was positive, but he was a man.
Yeah.
Lenya was positive. The wife was negative.
Wow.
So for me, I was the only lady. I was the girl by
the
then.
girl, yeah.
And I was positive.
Yeah.
So the ego part of it, you know, I'm not a man.
Yeah.
So that one put me down.
Yeah.
And I had gone to an hospital. I'm not mentioning it.
Yeah.
And when I went there, I had broken my hand. You can see the scars from here. There are 16 stitches.
Yeah.
So the hand could not heal. And there was that time, if you had a hood or something and you're not healing, probably would be HIV positive.
Oh, yeah.
So my doctor went and did the test, and it came out I was HIV positive. So when he came, he was going around. I heard him telling the nurses that there is no need of keeping this person to change him because he's going to die.
What?
Yeah, that is the doctor. The doctor. Now he said that, and for me, and they asked what does he have? He has AIDS. That time it was AIDS.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the very crucifying test. It's still obesity. Very crucifying test that was done on me. And the result were delivered like that. And so when he went around, he came by, and because I didn't want even to open the curtain, I told him, Daktari, how long am I going to live? And he told me 3 months, maybe probably. And he had nothing to do with me. And to make the matter worse, he stopped even sending for me the card. You know, the way you see Christmas card from your doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought I had already passed on.
What?
So it was very stigmatizing for me. So down in the hospital, I was staying at Kenyatta University, just up here. And I remember very well, Nairobi Hospital, we were paying 150 shilingi moja na somun.
What?
From Nairobi Hospital to Kenyatta University. So what I did, I took a 45 bus and I came home. So when I came home, my husband saw me and he asked me, why are you back and you're not yet okay?
Oh,
Then
you are
I
not
asked him,
healed.
why should I stay in the hospital and you killed me? You know, disclosure
Yes.
was like that.
Yeah.
Pap. And you know, I knew I was dying, so
Yeah.
there was not much. And we went to the house, and my children were very small. And I went to the bedroom, and when I went to the bedroom, they started jumping over the bed. I am back from hospital, and I'm in their room. So they were very happy. But for me, I had moved from this man who had infected me.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, we went to test. It was negative. We went like 5. You know, you can't believe that time we
Yeah.
used to go many times.
Yeah.
And it was always negative. So for me, I went to the house and now I felt like giving up.
No.
But down the line, we had to trace, because the only person that I think maybe probably would have given me HIV was him, because I had not moved with any other man. He was the first person.
Yeah.
So I remember he himself used to go to places and get IC materials to come and lead for me. He would attend workshops on my behalf.
Wow.
And he heard of my friend Joe Muriuki, that how he became my friend.
Yeah.
He had come to give out, to talk to students. He was going to schools.
Wow.
And my husband told me, come and listen to this person who is like you. So I walked at the shopping center and I saw this man was very handsome. He didn't look like he was HIV positive. For me, I was all bone. And I told him, this person has been paid. He can't be like that. So later on, my husband invited him in our house and he talked to me.
Wow.
Actually, he did the test there.
And you confirmed.
No, we confirmed after some time, because that time it was taking 2 weeks for you to get the results, which
Yeah.
was very dangerous. Most of the people killed
Well,
themselves because the 2 weeks, before the 2 weeks were
span
there.
is too long.
Yeah, and you remember the way people are going to places, they sleep with a lady or a man, and they would write the names of the people. And those people who saw their names, they even killed themselves before.
Yeah.
It was so stigmatizing. So when I was tested, that time, people were being buried by black polythene paper, not white like these ones for COVID. It is black. And somebody from the ministry was supposed to come and inspect your burial. And a grave was supposed to be dug a little bit deeper than the normal. So I saw myself dead. I saw myself, all those being done. So first of all, I looked at my family and I looked at my friends. The stigma I would bring to them. So for me, I decided not to eat. I stayed in the house like for 9 days without eating. So I could not walk. I was holding things. Remember, I was 35 kg. I was all bones. I didn't need a basin or anything to take bath for me, because I would put water and here the water would go in. The other place would go in. So I was all bones. 35 kg, you can imagine.
What?
Yeah,
An
even
adult.
you put water here, you can use this water to wash
Yeah.
yourself. I don't know whether you have ever seen something, those John. So
Yeah.
I was like that. And my CD4 count was 11 by then. So I was going.
Yes, correct.
So what I did was for me to want to die very fast. But a friend of mine told me, we go and see some pastors so that we can pray. And we prayed for 21 days. Ile fasting ya ukweli. So you can imagine somebody who is doing like that, and
Still-
then you fast.
Jesus.
Let me tell you, I went to test. It was very positive,
Even after the prayers.
even after the prayers. Then we went again. Now, you know, there is the higher divine now.
Yeah.
We went for the bishops
Sika-
and what have you. And people held, churches closed, and they were praying for me. Okay? Those are 40 days.
What?
40 days fasting and praying. Do you know what? I tested very positive. So they told me, you don't have enough faith. Then I wondered,
What?
now, you know, I even decided it was so bad.
Yeah.
Praying for 21 days, then 40 days, then the big people, the anointed ones. Then you are not turning.
Those ones who we feel that they speak directly to
Yes,
God.
at first I felt jealous for my husband because he was negative. So I
Yeah.
thought me probably my prayers were going on his side.
Yeah.
But I held on, and I wondered how when they told me I don't have enough faith, I wondered how wide or deeper the faith
Faith
was.
should be.
Because actually being HIV was not on my line.
Yeah.
And having been married officially, having been come from rural places, and so it was not easy for me. So I remember very well, my mother was told about myself by my sibling because they knew I'm dying. So I would see some come, they would cry outside, but when they come to me, they look at me. And one of my sister, who is a doctor, was asked by my mother, this disease, what is the treatment? And my sister said food, because that time we were being told, eat your food, kula vizuri, eat your food and eat for the virus. Eat your food and eat for the virus, because the virus were eating on us. So now my sister told my mom, there is no medicine, it's only eating well. So my mom every time would make for me uji, the traditional, was the meru uji. So you'd give it to me, and I used to take it very nicely, and I think it has some nutrients. And I picked up, my CD4 count went to 500.
From 11?
From 11.
Wow.
It went to 5. In ile spoon fed, kama ya mtoto, all those nutrition part of it. Then now, everybody was looking at me. And my mom and my dad had a special love for me, because they knew I was going. But I would see people go, and people were dying. And that time it was very hard, because we would meet like we are 30, the next month we are 20, or we are 10. We go slinking. So many people passed on. There was no medication. There was no cure. Kimlon came, and Kimlon was costing at 40,000. So that time I was earning 13,000. So there was no more, even my salary.
It's not even enough.
It's not even enough
sustaining for yourself.
So I stayed, and we had a program at Kimley, CDC, and we went there and we were given Levita. The Levita was, we were taking Levita in the morning, in the lunchtime, and in the evening. It was something to drink. Research it every time. And that one gave us nutrition because of drinking water. At least there was nothing that was adding there. But we drank water, and our body started being well. Then we went through that. Then after some time, I got a scholarship to go to India. And then India, we were supposed to take camel urine. I took camel like 3 days, and I was like vomiting, let me tell you. So we stayed
in
there.
India?
Yes, we stayed there for 21 days. Then from there, we went to...
Wait, Mama. You were taking it upone?
Yes.
You traveled?
Yes, I traveled to take camel urine. Every morning, you'd go with a cup like this and take...
Like you do that thing?
Yes, it was like that. And now the experiment was there, and they were doing so many things. And after all, you are dying, so you'd go anywhere. Anything that you
After all, you
go anywhere. It doesn't matter, because we want to save your life. So because of the stigma that was there in the religious sector, so I would go to church, and people would know that I'm HIV positive. Thank God I had my 2 children, and they grew now as they were growing up, and we would go to church with them and with the father, and we sat in that one bench. If anybody was there, I would move from our bench, but at least we were 4 in the bench. So now the worst thing was my children would like to give offering. As we were not giving, because they would not take for somebody who is HIV positive.
No.
So we were lucky, and nobody would invite you even for a fundraising or anything. So even women would not allow you to go to their merry-go-round, supposing you die with their money. You could not also open the bank and take a loan, because you are dying. That was us that time. We've gone through hell. And I'm telling you, I remember one time I wanted to open a bank, and they told me I have to bring somebody. And I don't know how they realized that I'm HIV positive. So every counter I would go, nobody would serve me. So it was very... You move from this bank, you change this bank, you go to the other one, because you've already talked on the TV and they know you're HIV positive. So it was very... And when people die, I mean, probably you're not contributing, or your family is not contributing the money, you are told, why is she not going? And we are going to bury her. She should contribute, because she's the next person to die. No. So I went through that. you are with ladies and women, and they would gossip and say that they are not going to give you money. So you'll be given the last person. And I remember now for the church, my children with the way you go with a basket, so that they can put coin, and they would learn to put the coin, and this person would lace the basket like this, because they don't want money from children or person who is HIV positive. They are going to be affected. So I remember I used to tell my children, come, go and buy sweet. And they were very happy. They are not offering. So this one is for sweet. So it's like the lunch. They will not give back Nini, the lady does not want.
Yeah.
Because they are
children.
Very young. Yes, you cannot tell them.
Yeah,
it hurts you. Even when you are going to that church, you feel like not going.
No.
But I don't know the zeal that made me to continue going to church and to continue
with all that
worshiping
stigma,
and continue burying them as they die, as they wait for
up to this point.
Up to this now, I'm still burying them. Okay. What? So there's a verse that keeps me, when I look at myself, there's a verse that encourages me, Psalms 119 and verse 17, and it says, I will not die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
I will not die until I tell the mercies of God. Yeah. And probably that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
The mercies of God.
Yeah.
So I see them. I don't have to see them when I am dead or something. I'm seeing them
right now.
My grandchildren. I've seen my children grow.
Yeah.
I've seen myself moving. I'm seeing myself fighting stigma even up to now. And that time now, I felt the religious leaders, I would not fit to any group. Women were being told that they were brought. So they were being brought by the husband. They were brought HIV in their bed and what have you. So for me, I had nothing to share, because now it is like I took to the man. I'm the worst one. So I cannot cope with it.
You don't belong there.
That were there.
Yeah.
So in most cases, when I share mine, people would ask me, even a pastor, even somebody who knows God can get HIV. So those answers put me down.
Yeah.
And they're still putting some young people and others down even up to now.
Yeah.
Especially the ones who are born with HIV, because they didn't know, they didn't sleep with anybody, they abstained, they did everything. But when they test the HIV positive, their mother could not tell them.
Yeah.
Because most of the people who were told by that time, they used to refuse to eat food, and they could not eat the food that is prepared by their own mother when their mother disclosed their HIV status. Even the skooma, you could not keep the kiosk, because people would say, probably you may cut your hand and the HIV would be in you. So it has been a long journey. So I started a network of religious leaders living with HIV in Kenya. Yeah. That was Kenelela.
Yeah.
Actually, Kenelela means furahia. It's a Kikuyu word meaning furahia.
Oh,
so I'm the one who came with the word. I'm a Kyuk. Married in a Kyuk. So I was able to put it Kenelela. So Kenelela means furahia.
Kenela, yes.
It's a Kikuyu word meaning furahia.
Yeah.
So we had Kenelela, we had Tenelela, we had Malelela, all those countries. The word is Nelela.
Yeah.
And Nelela means furahia.
Happiness, furahia, be happy.
Furahia, be happy. So I started that network and I led it. I was the chair for like 11 years.
Yeah.
And I moved in to build my own network.
Yeah.
And I saw God working. I know so many religious leaders who are HIV positive. Some have not yet disclosed their status. I know some who had bad behaviors, but because of our own counseling and our own telling people and telling them not to revenge, we have that network.
Yeah.
But now the problem with religious leaders, when they know they're HIV positive, they will talk very badly for people living with HIV. They don't, because they don't want to be identified by those dirty people, sinners. You look with this, preserved.
The self-stigma now.
Yes, and there is also self-stigma in the religious sector, because once you say you're HIV positive, probably you won't be taken to school, probably you won't be promoted. There are so many stigma that goes from there.
And we can assume that the church is where people are supposed to be embraced, people are supposed to show love and love each other.
I'm telling you, it's a place where it should be a home away from home.
Yeah.
But now they don't have the correct and accurate facts about HIV.
Yeah.
So that's why we had come with that network, so that we can talk about denial, inaction, misaction in the church, talking about myths, misconception, and telling them we are here, we didn't sin. So back to my story, how did I get my HIV tested? So I went to one of the hospital, and nowadays people are lucky. There's stitching, the cutting and stitching, so that the baby can come out. There was that cutting and then the stitching. Yani ile kushono kama kiatu. So that's where they use the sharp opposites.
Yeah.
That's how I got
infected. Wow.
Yes, giving birth. So that's how I got infected, and this is an hospital where people line up and they're told stay like that. So the nurse is one. Okay? So that nurse will tell you to push the baby alone. When the head comes is when she comes to help you, or he comes to help you.
Yeah.
So we had one nurse, and we were giving birth like 12 of us.
Wow.
And now it depends. People would come, go,
Yeah.
And then when you have it, you don't want to know stories. So that's how, and Ushono, we were being, so now the one.
Mbio.
Yes, moja hiyo inatoka kwa huyo mtoto. The baby is carried by the hands. There were no gloves that time. And there was no PMTCT.
Yeah.
So all my children, I breastfed them.
Yeah.
And by grace of God, and main problem because there was no reinfection, because the person I was staying with was negative.
Yeah.
I mean, probably that how they survived.
They survived, yeah.
Yes, so I thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I want us to go back to your story in India. What happened there? What was happening in the 21 days?
Now there, you take camera urine. And it was...
Where is it coming from?
It is coming from the...
Are you buying?
No, camera. You go with a cup. You wait until it comes. Then you go pick it when it is warm. And then you drink it.
Immediately?
Immediately.
Where did...
Yes.
Ulijua watu aje? How did you get to know that?
Now, we were very few. And so many people wanted to do research on us.
Oh.
So we were lucky. We've been looked. Come and talk, come and share, even in churches or in the other places. So we moved. And then as we had, so we were not even looking for money, but just to tell somebody, we just wanted to see one another.
To get healed even. To
get healed, to see one another, because we are dying the next time. So our mission was, there were so many places.
To live life.
Yes. And there were a lot of training, even at Kenyatta National Hospital. We had the patient support group.
Wow.
And we were many. And people were talking to us, people were encouraging to us, even helping us, those who feel that they were infected by their husbands or their wife, to forgive them and to move on. That thing.
To leave that behind.
The memory book where you are to write your stories. And these stories, you write who likes you, who liked you when you tested HIV positive, how are people handling you, so that your children can know, so that when you die, they will know the person they will go and stay with.
What?
So you are to light. Now, when we went there were no sofa set like this one. So now, what do you light? Some people had sofa set, others had stools, others, we were just beginning life. And then you are told you didn't have land, you didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So we were being told to light a memory. And the memory that many people wrote, but actually for me, I refused.
For real?
It's because most of the people who wrote the memory, it was a will, and it was like telling God, I'm ready. People went. Yes, I have got very few people who survived, who wrote to the will. Yes, because it was like...
So even, that means even the medics were not, they didn't know that you can survive it.
The medics, the maximum years they were giving us was 15. But in their mind, they knew that it was not 15 because people used to go. And I remember we had a ward at Kenyatta National Hospital, which was number 7. And number 7 was for people living with HIV. And they would die. And you would see them dying.
People you know.
Yes, people I know, just like you. I saw you were dying the next day. And the other one. There was no medication and people were going.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was not fun.
Yeah.
Neither is it fun even after
even
now.
Today, yeah.
Being HIV, there is a mark that goes with it.
Yeah.
So which you need to speak to your inner spirit and make you to move and to go on, because there are so many things that we go
Will be
through.
said.
Yeah, so many things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel somebody talking so loudly, even in a bus. It's like you tell them, I'm here.
Talk to me.
I'm here, and I know
Yeah.
what you are saying is long. And sometimes we used to have church groups, and we would talk to people. That's why we gave ourselves out so that we can fight even for these ARVs that you
Yeah.
are seeing.
And you're the
The
reason we
ARVs,
even have the
yes.
drugs
The
right now.
ARVs, we had to sleep on Parliament.
How was
The
that?
tear gas. The police were chasing us just like the Gen Z. It was just like that. Only that we were
Really?
Yes, it was like that. And I remember one time we went, that time was Muda World, and we closed. He couldn't enter. And we said, we want things to be done. Okay? So actually, we slept on the floor of the Parliament. And the tear gas, those tear gas were there so that we can have ARVs. So the ARVs did not just come like that.
No.
Yeah, it just came in a way that people people have fought.
Yeah.
We have fought for ARVs that you are
Yeah.
seeing. We
And-
have fought for medication. We have really fought.
And it's very
And,
sad.
and as we were going, we would go to Uhuru Park and we arrange ourselves.
How many people?
How many? Could be
Yeah.
maybe like 200, 300.
What?
Yes,
That's
and
quite
we
a
go.
big number.
Yes. And even 500 sometimes. And when we go there now, the police would come with the tear gas. And they would chase that away. And then we tell them, if you touch us, we are HIV positive. If you touch us,
Will
you are
infect-
going to get HIV. So with their gun,
They would run away.
they would run away. Yes. And they would run away very fast.
What?
Yes.
What?
So now, when it comes to societal stigma,
Yeah.
it's the one that was
The community now.
The community now looked at you and were waiting for you to die anytime.
Walijua aje the community?
Now the community knew us because we already we spoke so that we can encourage others and
I
tell
know,
them
yeah.
we came open.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember being open is just like the way you are doing. It's a
Yeah.
calling.
Yeah.
Not many people are called. Being public is a calling.
Yes.
So and not many.
Not many.
Not
Correct.
many who are called, but I'm sure anybody who listens or who listens to my story or your story
Yeah.
will have to change.
Yeah.
Or even the society would know how they are treating people because sometimes
Yeah.
they stigmatize without knowing.
Without knowing. Yeah. Correct.
Yes, so one of the worst stigma, I remember we were going somewhere and we were going to Kagwangware and we took a KBS. And near Harigam,
Yeah.
they noticed that they have seen us in the TV. And we were people living with HIV.
Yeah.
We were me, Joe, and Mildred.
Yeah.
And I remember we were taken out of the bus.
What?
Thrown out of the bus at Arigam because we are HIV positive. So we waited for another matatu. The matatu would not come. So we walked up to Arigam and we did our mission. So we waited until it was dark. People would not notice us. And then we waited for the people to enter in the bus so that we can go hanging. So nobody will know us. Okay? So
Was it that bad?
Yes. So now we came back.
How was that making you feel?
We felt bad, we felt humiliated, but I don't know the Z where it was going. Just like to say, we have to leave. I remember another time when I was called to go and talk to around 1,000 people, pastors, and I was supposed to share my story. And I started saying, and I said, I'm HIV positive. Now, we did everything, and then a time came, then I said, I'm HIV positive, and I've lived with HIV for 16 years that time.
Yeah.
So the person who was holding the mic dropped the mic and went away. And for me now, I knew that was the time to talk. I continued. This Nairobi. I continued and I spoke. The Holy Spirit came and I talked. Nikatuanga injiri. There were 300 people. I was left with maybe 200. Others moved. And I talked and they would come back and they still see that I'm talking. And let me tell you, do you know what? The person who drew the mic went to test. He came to find my guidance to me.
No way.
Yes. Because you could not touch even a phone and somebody else touches. So the mic we were using was the same. And he drew it that
So
way.
that's why you drew it because
Yes.
you had already touched it and you were using
yes,
it.
Yes, and I'm HIV positive. So that's one part of stigma that I went through.
I've not even faced any
Now,
stigma.
the children, let me tell you the children. Now our children are there and we are HIV positive. So my children told him because they knew. Now I had trained them. very fast, and everything was okay. I remember my son did his grade 8 when he was 13 years, and I had to go and sign because I wanted them to learn very fast so that they can finish school. And I knew maybe probably after class 8 I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Even here in between.
Yeah.
So it was like this, buying the carpet, buying the very nice things so that my children can enjoy when I'm arrive. Being HIV and you're a woman. A man could bring anybody who is not HIV positive.
Yeah.
So there is that fear even within this constancy. And I remember my last born came 6 years after. He followed the other one now.
Yeah.
My first born, the second one. The third born came 6 years
later.
Yeah. And it's my husband who told me that after we went for training and what have you, and he told that we can have a baby.
Yeah.
So my husband told me we try. And we had a baby. Remember, there was no PMTCT.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And I got the baby. And then I got the baby, and the baby breastfed, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
I'm not encouraging somebody to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I had a negative partner.
Yeah.
And I had good medication, good insurance. So every opportunistic infections I was able covered by the insurance.
Yeah.
And I treated all my infections. Probably that's why I lived longer.
Yeah.
And the baby was negative.
Yeah.
And sometimes he sits down even up to now. Mommy, why did you get me after 6 years? Was it an afterthought? But there are things that you don't go back.
Yeah.
Because he's a big man now, you can always understand.
Yeah.
So I have very, very, very good family.
Yeah.
My family is very nice. They support me.
Yeah.
My husband used to support me when he was alive. It's now 15 years since he passed on.
Sorry.
Because of cancer. I thought probably it's him who will take care of me.
Yeah.
But now I ended up taking care of him for 12 years, being with cancer, 24.
Oh, sorry.
And it really watered us, and I was worried.
Yeah.
Down the line, I'm still surviving and becoming stronger.
Yeah.
And doing the work of God.
Yeah.
And trusting people and telling people, prayers are good, but you need to take your ARVs. Nobody should tell you not to take.
Disclosure imekuwaje, having in mind hizo wakati kulikuwa na lot of stigma and channels saa hizi ziko mingi, kama na feel siko comfortable kudisclose, nawezaenda hospitali wanakusaidia, nawezaita mtu kama wewe unisaidie kudisclose to my partner kama nimepata mtu. How did you disclose to your children? How did you disclose? How has it been? Disclosure generally yote imekuwaje?
For myself, disclosure was very hard that time. Remember I told you how we went through and how we were treated.
Yeah.
So we had very rude health providers who really, hii ni ugonjwa ya kujitafutia. People
walikuwa wanasema hivyo.
Yes, hii ni ugonjwa ya kujitafutia. It's a disease that you have root for. So not much, and as we understood. And most of the trainings that we went for, the doctors who are very friendly to us, we would get one, would always be our buddy.
Yeah.
One of the things that we were trained on is that because we use complaint, it's a queue that you queue from morning to evening before you see a doctor. And by that time you're already annoyed, you're already tired.
Yeah.
Even before you see somebody coming and being picked from the line, she's seen or something like that, and you are not. So by the time you reach Kwandaktari, even you don't remember where you are sick. When you're believing is when you say, I had headache, I had somewhere else. And HIV, it doesn't matter whether you had money or not, you needed to go to one hospital whereby you can identify yourself.
Yeah.
And you move even to further places. So if you're here, you want to see that doctor. Doesn't matter how you are treated or whatever.
You have to.
You have to
Una
go
choice.
So disclosure was very hard. We had to be trained on how to disclose, how to approach the doctor when you see a doctor. When you have stayed from morning and you're seeing the doctor at 5, you go and say, thank you very Daktari. I know you're doing a lot of work, so that at least you can
benefit.
First of all, you say thank you to the doctor, thank you for
for yourself.
You have seen a lot of people, and I know it is too much for you. So the doctor will have that kind of, which also should apply even to this time. Acknowledge the doctors.
Yeah.
When you go there, don't see like if you
are kwa line,
kwa mtu alipita, you don't even forget where you are sick.
Kujiongezea
Your
mashida
CD4 count,
mingi.
you know, now you give out your hand so that the viral can be did and water, it will go down. So you go there when you're happy, try to make yourself happy. Like now there are phones, you can watch your program, you can talk, you can chat. You know, that time we used to go with the Gazette and you would do like this. Even now, newspapers, you know, you tired because the person who is there knows you, and you are worried the person may go and say to somebody else.
Mlikuwa mnafanya nini?
You put the nini like this, the Gazette, so that, or you tie your shuka and then you leave yourself here. So that nobody will know you. Yes. There are places where you feel no. And you know it was like fire. You see somebody that you know and it's like, is going to say, or she's going to tell somebody else about yourself.
Yani stigma was that bad?
Yes, I remember myself losing a job at botany department because we were told all people will be tested mandatory. So I knew I was HIV positive. And if you're HIV positive, probably is either you are given, you retire on a medical ground. And I knew this one, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Because we were working in the same place with my husband, and I knew he's going to stigmatize him. He was the breadwinner. For me as a woman, when you're working at the same place, there was no house allowance. Because you're working at the same department or at the same place with your husband. So now, for me, the money was very little. So I decided to
do away with yourself.
Yes, I decided
for
before.
Real?
Yes, I had to design before so that he
to
can
save him.
To save him. So
juu ungepatikana wangeassume pia mfutwe nyinyi
there was
wote.
Nothing. Even in hospital where we went to go, he was being told it's a matter of time. It's not like now when people are once you are negative, you are negative.
Utapata tu.
Yeah,
ama imejificha.
He was told it's just a matter of time you will be like that. And I mean probably that is how he kept me. He knew you will also be positive.
Now hataki kwenda huko
So now he said let us die together.
Wacha tukae pamoja.
Wacha tukufe pamoja sasa kwa sababu sasa
isha happen.
Yes. And you know people usually don't know the difference between don't know what is despondency.
Yeah.
Despondency is if you have lived with somebody for more than 3 to 4 years or more, then the nyama kwa nyama, you have sex, nyama kwa nyama, and then one is positive and the other one is negative.
Yes.
So that is what is despondency. It's not like you now you go pick a negative person, then you say you are in despondency. This person may turn.
Yes.
Because you don't know
where he's outside.
God has got his ways of making somebody, and you know you have to be waruswa.
Yeah.
For you to get the
virus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it is done. I don't know how it is. I don't know whether people prepare themselves. But we there's something that we are lacking even in the church. Sex and sexuality is not talking.
Yeah.
It's not talked about.
Comprehensive sexual education.
Never talked about. You talk about that, you'll be told that your doctrines are beyond. And that is where we are losing it at religious leaders. We don't talk about sex and sexuality. And yet we have sex. Yet we do sex.
Yeah.
Our children do sex.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk even about condom.
Yeah,
okay, you go to a places, some denomination that I don't want to name, they will tell you those are your stories, not them. Just like the way you say now, and you say, umesema ni yako, lakini siyo sisi, because you want to, so that you don't lose a job. So I would like to tell people that condom is the first medicine for people living with HIV.
Yeah.
Because it will protect you from getting unwanted children. It will protect you from STI. It will protect you to so many things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Even the virus or infection. Even if you're infected, you need the condom so that you are not there.
Yeah.
But now the church has been okay. So many things have been done, and we are seeing things go on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how I disclose the status for my children.
Yeah.
My children are to tell them every day. I try teaching them from 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. By the time they go to secondary school, they knew their mom is HIV positive. They lived with their mom, and mom is doing everything possible to give herself life. Yeah. So I encouraged them, and I told them I'm doing everything possible so that I can be with you. Yeah. And they were very proud of me.
Wow.
Even now, they are proud of me because I'm doing any medication, anything that I want is catered for.
Yeah.
And that one now gives me a leeway.
Yeah.
So my children told me, Mommy, If you are going to the TV, don't come to the schools, because I used to go to schools and don't come to our schools. So what I did, I took one at Mel School and I took another one at Chororia. So they were aware I was in Nairobi. Now I am doing my things here. Now wait until the media came, Citizen.
Yeah.
And they said, and that line was there, and I was being interviewed.
Yeah.
That we didn't seem to be HIV positive.
Yeah.
Even pastors and religious leaders can get HIV.
Yeah.
And we did not seem to get HIV.
Yeah.
So I am there, Anisia Karanja is there, talking about that.
Yeah.
Now they go to the dining.
Yeah. Oh, God.
They see a mother talking about her status and what have you. So they ball her phone and they say, Mommy, you have talked very well. Because people are wondering, this woman who is HIV positive, she doesn't look like. No, I was beautiful that time, not now.
You're still beautiful. Now, very young.
They see it on the TV and, they would call me to watch out to places and just share about my testimony.
Yeah.
And I would move from different places.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my children, that is how they did. So when they finished school, I took them for home-based care sponsored by CAV. Yeah. By CAV. So they were able to learn.
You took me to CAV.
Yes. So they were able to learn. They were able to learn so many things. Yeah. And one time I was invited to go and talk to a church, interdenominational, and I was sharing my life. And somebody asked there, my husband by then was alive. And somebody asked, Anissa, now that you're HIV positive, how do you have sex? I said, before I stand, my son lifted their hand up and said, Mom and Dad uses condom. So for
what?
It answered everything. And I said, now I have people to back me on.
Wow.
It was so soft for me. It was good for me. Telling for so many people like that.
Wow.
Okay?
So that shows that you had done a lot of work and a lot of sensitization.
And a lot of work, and I did a lot of work. I think nobody can pay me. Nobody can pay. It's only God. Yeah. And what I'm being paid for is like this time. I'm alive. Yeah. The gift of life. Yeah. Nobody can pay me. The stigma that I went through, losing a job, resigning,
the community,
going to Nairobi, those were our places, those corners there. Yeah. So that we can talk, moving from one place to place. I didn't like food. But because my people wanted to go, we would go to Brew House, we would go to Leatoto, we would go to so many places.
Please tell me about hizo stories because you've helped a lot of women. Ukisikia mtu amekuja amekwambia, and of course mtu akujangi anakwambia ni yeye, anakwambia ni mtu mwingine, and you've helped them pick up. Mtu anakuja ameshindwa na treatment. How has that journey been, and how have you made sure that pia wewe juu nimerealize mtu akipewa mashida mingi, even your mental health, how did you make it to put your mental health okay, having in mind kila mtu is crying for you, mashida zinakuwa mingi, you have your own problems yourself. How did you balance that?
I think this should go very fast because not even people from outside. The most difficult people to deal with are religious leaders. Because quoting a verse, you will quote another one. You tell them to use a condom. They'll tell you somebody somewhere was punished by God because of using a condom. So you start from there. Before that person takes that, it will take you time. Yeah. But we thank God because they later accept. Yeah. Now, when it comes to stigma, I do. I'm a counselor for tribunal, HIV tribunal. Yeah. And most of the clients are given to me so that I can work with them. It's very difficult because some have been chased away, others are going through so many things. But the most difficult thing that I have entered and have not even found an answer even to now is how you are mistreated by your husband because they come to me, they're HIV positive, so, and they're in discordant couple. They are not able to report that case because they are staying in the same house with the man, and you have children. Yeah. And maybe you are not well up at your place.
Of course.
So now you stay there.
You don't have a job.
You don't have a job. You don't know how to report this person. And where will you be when you report the man?
Where will you go?
Where will you go?
Utapeleka watoto wapi?
Utapeleka watoto. When ukienda unaambiwa rudisha watoto wenu. So sometimes that now becomes my niche.
A burden.
A burden. Whereby I'm asking if we can have a rescue center for these women who are going through hell so that before the case is is hard because it takes maybe 6 months or over, so that people can also have somewhere where they can stay. I can't house all of them.
Yeah, you can't.
Like now I have 17 people in my house that I take care of who are living with HIV.
Yeah.
So they come, I tell them what to cook, how we cook, how they are supposed to take care of themselves. And I thank God they are able to pick up and move.
And move and
So
depend on themselves.
Depend on themselves.
Yeah.
Don't kill people living with HIV.
Yeah.
You'll have a lot of orphans. Take care of them so that they're able to take care of their children.
Their children.
Yeah.
In the
so
future.
that's my calling.
Yeah.
So in most cases, we are places whereby you don't even know what to do. But the little we have, you know, remember when you go to see somebody who is sick in the hospital, the first thing when you tell somebody, even at home, even when you are doing home-based care, that we do almost every day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you have to tell somebody, nimekuletea maziwa, I brought you some milk, I brought you a bread, wake up to it. You see the person now, even listening to you.
Yeah.
And when he takes the bread and water, you sit down now, he's able to listen. Because some do not have anything. So sometimes even the little money we have, we spend our own. People don't know that.
They don't.
You know, if you sick, you will get sick like now. I'll come to make sure you are happy. I'll even take you in my house so that I can comfort you. And one day you tell me, I think I should go home to my place. And I say, thank you, God. You have touched this person. So in heaven, we will not be asked the clothes we wear, the cars we drive, the house we live in. But how many people have you touched? And especially people living with HIV. How many have you lifted up? And that's my calling.
Wow.
Yes.
And now, I want us to conclude.
Yes.
Just take you to exhaust, nataka nikuite tena. Na najua watu watasema nikuite tena.
Thank you.
And this is a little bit contradictory, but I will ask you.
Yes,
And I want you as a religious leader. We've seen religious leaders coming out and saying that wameponya watu, wamefanya nini and all that. And one thing is that I do not discredit the fact that God heals.
Yes.
I do not.
Yes.
But what is your take on these doctrines zenye zinakuja mnasimamisha watu, mwambia wamepona, watu wanaacha kumeza madawa, wanakuja wanakufa. What is your take about that as a religious leader?
I think there are two people who are very important. I'm not saying the others are not important.
Yeah.
I'm not saying teachers are not important.
Yeah.
But two special people. Religious leaders and a doctor. When a doctor tells you you are going to die, like for nowadays, they tell you exactly the time. When they tell you are going to die, you have cancer, you are going to die, you have HIV, you are going to die. So many things that they usually tell. When they tell you are going to die, it is stick in you because it's the doctor and you are the client or the patient.
Yeah.
So for you to realize that, it's very difficult. A religious leader, when he tells you are cursed,
it sticks.
It sticks. You see how many things you've been doing so many things.
Umerogwa.
Umerogwa, you have been cursed. So
Kweli.
those are so many things that you need to do. But you know what? Jesus came so that we can talk to him directly.
Wow.
Not through anybody else. The network is open.
Yeah.
So it is for you to know that when a doctor tells you to take medicine, take your medicine faithfully. If a religious leader tells you not to leave medication, do not. The only thing that he can tell you is continue taking the medication. Okay?
Yeah.
Continue taking the medication, because Paul says, if any one of us is sick, call the elders, pray for the person. And once you pray for the person, then give the person anointing oil. Nowadays, there is no anointing oil. It is mixed.
Sai ni mafuta.
So, hiyo mafuta, hata ikiwa mafuta iko, upako hiyo mafuta, but take your ARVs.
Yeah.
That's a complete message.
Yeah.
Complete message. Take your medication, pray, okay, and take care of yourself. Self-care.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't move out from your house when you have not used oil. Hata ikiwa ni ile ya kupika. Paka. Move and make yourself. You should see me when I'm in town. I walk high.
I have seen.
You should see me in town. I walk high and nobody can tell you whether I'm HIV positive.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's me. If you want to know, and I cannot change.
Yeah.
You know, people want to change. If you're HIV positive, you're HIV positive.
There's no in between.
There's no in between until a cure has been found.
Na bado haiko.
So accept yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be a man when you are a woman.
Yeah.
Accept yourself and move on. Because God who has given you grace to be here.
Yeah.
And God who has given grace, it is sufficient for all.
Yeah.
So there is no, I'm not doubting healing. God chooses whom to heal, how, and when. Like now, I'm not in pain.
Yeah.
God has healed me the way I am, but I still have the virus.
Yeah.
And I take my medication.
Yeah.
Complete message. Complete message.
Hata sitaki kuongeza kitu.
Yes.
Thank you for that, because it really breaks my heart nikiona mpaka mtoto mdogo amesimamishwa hapo. And you see what happens, huyo mtu akiambiwa hivyo, anaambiwa sasa achana na dawa. Of course, if you do not take your ARVs, the viral load will go up.
Yes.
And after that, opportunistic ndizo hizo. Unapata hivyo. And it's very unfortunate. You will go. Utaenda
ukikataa kunywa mandawa.
So we need to really make that clear, and I'm happy that you're having this conversation, and thank you so much for coming, and thank you for even sharing your story. Vitu zingine hizo za India siku anajua. And I want us to come kuja tupige story tena.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate the fact that you've held some of us umetushikilia sana, and I would like to appreciate the fact that you have a very strong urge, desire for young people. I've seen you hold young people, and it makes me feel nice. Juu kumefika point sisi watu wengine wana consider watu wa young hawataki kusikiza, hawa Gen Z hawataki kunini, but wewe sijaiona ukijudge mtu, unatushikilia everyone regardless of what they advocate for or who they are. And thank you so much. And this is to let you know that we see you, we appreciate you, and we are praying for you. And may you continue with the good work that you are doing. And mimi chenye hatuwezi kulipa. Venye tu umesema Mungu ni anaweza kulipa. Na umefanya kazi mingi sana. Yani hata sikuwa na expect that things were bad that way hivyo kitambo. And this is to remind everyone that you see people, watu wanaonanga tukihave hii conversation wanafikiria umetoka pale. And it breaks my heart pia nikiona wasichana ama young people wakisema, mtu akisema saa hii si ni dawa moja. Unafaa tutakuja uwape story dawa zenye mlimeza hizo wakati. Hizo dawa zenye mlimeza, mtu anameza dawa 12 hivi mingi. Yeah, so it's good that we have this conversation, and we want to remind them that long life treatment, hata kama ni hiyo dawa moja, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
If you've listened, you've had that journey, and we've shared so many stories for so many people, and you've heard that haikuangi rahisi. And we are doing this because we want, if you're HIV positive, take your drugs.
Yes.
Adhere to pray, do everything that you can, eat well, adhere, suppress, continue with your life. If you're HIV negative, we want you to continue putting the preventive measures to maintain the same status. Hatutaki tena ukienda kupimwa tena imekuwa positive. We want you to maintain the same status. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and to remind you that we're doing this because we're creating a community of understanding, a community of support, and of course a community of empowerment. And now, sitaki uende kama huja. Talk to someone. Talk to that young woman out there. Talk to that, even not young woman. Kuna mpaka people, not young women, your age, wenye bado, unaona mtu bado ana struggle na acceptance, mtu ana struggle na kumeza dawa. We have to anyone who is living HIV positive, and also to HIV negative people. Tulisema we cannot be talking about prevention without negative people. Sisi tushapata, au ni wao tunafaa kuongelesha. Talk to someone, and you're parting short.
I think I just want to encourage people and tell them being HIV is not the end of life. There is life after HIV. And I'm saying this because I've stayed with HIV. This is my 41 years living with HIV. And I've stayed strong, and I've touched so many people. It's for you to wake up and know that there is always alternative B. A would be negative. B would be maybe positive. But always make sure that you be yourself, self-care. Take care, stop recruiting, stop impacting people, self-revenging. And as you do that, even God will know there's something that you can count for. I would also say that the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. So HIV is destruction. You know, the way the destruction is more powerful than killing. You kill a person and go. But distraction is like being with HIV. It goes, you pay so many things. So many things that people do not know. Because if I didn't turn positive and my husband was negative.
Yeah.
Maybe probably
Yeah.
they would not have checked about the needles
Yeah.
and the stitching
Correct. Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah.
They could not have done that because I don't
They
know.
could have assumed.
I don't know how many people, because that time I was getting HIV.
Yeah.
And the jab was being put. I don't know how many people were put my jab. You know, the injection.
Yeah.
That time there was maybe people would sterilize or not.
Yeah.
Unadungwa mwingine anadungwa. Stitching and what have you. That cost a lot of money. And it took 15 years for the government to do that. Until President Moi, it took 15 years for them to know that the injections, so many people are turning positive.
Really?
Yes. So many people are turning positive, and most of them were because of injections. That is why sharp things
were included in the transmission.
Otherwise, you are not there. What? Okay? Until 99, it took 15 years for the government to say it is here, and people were dying. 700. Hey, their stories, I'm telling you. And those 700, they are your friends. They are not people that you don't know. Yeah. So staying for all those years without ARVs, fighting for the ARVs, it is not a joke.
Yeah.
Let people, if you are HIV positive, take your medication properly, prevent yourself. If you are a young person and maybe probably you'd like to get the new injectable, kindly go for it.
Yeah.
Make sure that you use your condom and use it nicely,
correctly. Yeah.
So that at least you can avoid other things.
Yeah.
Because where pregnancy is, HIV could have been there and STI could be there.
Correct.
So if you have a child and you are negative, kindly take care of yourself next time.
Yeah.
And learn to cross, behavior change. Learn to cross your legs. When I talk to university students, I tell them to practice secondary virginity. And they do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before, I want us to conclude, but there's something I could have asked. What is your take on right now? The new injection is here, but we've seen religious leaders coming forward and saying that it will increase a lot of immorality, a lot of recklessness. What is your take about that?
Those are the people that I am aiming to. And those are
ndio wateja wako?
Yes, and your wateja wangu. Those people who do not want to see young people when they are healthy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where my son will go. I don't know where my grandson will go. So if they are able to take that medication and protect themselves,
why not?
We will discuss later. Because we can't discuss anything about HIV.
When he already has
it. I will discuss using that means that
going for the injection,
I will let them discuss that because I know they are protected themselves.
Yeah.
I will let them discuss about condom.
Yeah.
Because it is something that we do, but for HIV, I will have to use a lot of
effort and so much work.
So many things. Yeah. So I would let that is the best thing. It's a miracle.
It's a game changer.
It was a miracle. Yeah. Now this is a bigger miracle that the Lord has given us.
Yeah.
So anybody who does not know about that, and those religious leaders, I would actually go to their office.
And we
used to book them and go to their place and we talk to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
We talk to them and we tell them what it means. We tell them we are HIV positive and how HIV can be transmitted because most of them do not know.
Yeah.
Yes. They should not also be quick to judge.
Yeah, correct.
They should not also be quick to judge.
Wow. Thank you so much. Najua tunaweza piga story mpaka jioni. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching this and you've not subscribed, please consider to subscribe. And I want to remind you and to thank the sponsors of our day, or rather this episode, and that is Bama Diaspora, which is your most trusted land investment friend. And hapa ndio tunasema tuko na land poa kwa bei poa. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.